Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll get started in a few minutes or just in a minute or two. There are a few more people arriving, so we'll give them a second. Thanks.
Okay, we're just a couple off the hour. Olivia, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. Well, hello again, and thanks to all of you who have just joined, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Michelle Rebsbeck, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Alliances at Qorus, and I'm going to be your host today as we go through and discuss the Qorus Content Hub for the Microsoft Partner Network. So before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping items to cover. You'll notice that you're all on mute. However, you can still ask questions. You can go into the questions tab in the GoToWebinar control panel and type your question in there. We will answer the questions at the end of your presentation. This session is being recorded and we'll share the recording after the session. So let's kick it off. We're delighted to be joined by Sydney Hofnagel. She is the digital marketing lead at Microsoft, and we'll hear from Sydney about the challenges that Microsoft partners are facing and why Qorus is the solution. Sydney, thank you so much for making the time to be with us today. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
And we're also joined by Olivia Hardy, Customer Experience Manager at Qorus. Thank you, ladies. Great to have you all on the call today.
Great to be here.
So a little bit about, onto the next slide, please, Olivia. Why are we here today? So we're here to introduce the Microsoft Partner Network sales enablement benefit called Qorus Content Hub. This is a no-cost platform and it's available to all partners. And it accelerates your sales efforts by streamlining access to MPN content. It also lets you scale this opportunity to downstream partners if you happen to be a distributor. And the benefit launched last October in Canada. Then we landed it in the US in January, and now we're currently rolling it out worldwide as part of a Microsoft Go-to-Market Services benefit. We want to tell you why this program was developed, a bit of background for content, and more about what the benefit is. And then we'll go over into a demo of the solution, and then we'll dive into how you can get started. For now, I'll turn it over to Sydney, who will talk us through the challenges Microsoft heard from their partners and how they're using Qorus Content Hub to overcome these challenges and dive into the partner outcomes. Over to you, Sydney.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Can everyone hear me okay?
We sure can.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Perfect. So, well, thanks so much for the opportunity to be here. I always love getting to share Qorus with partners. It's quite the magical solution that we've come to find, and so excited to share it today. So, really, we have to back up a little bit. Microsoft obviously loves our partners. We love helping partners go to market, and we want to provide them with valuable benefits and content. And what we found was that we were providing a lot of content, but it wasn't necessarily easy for our partners to use it. And in fact, when we think about, how we provide content and the different ways that partners can access, we saw that partner sellers on average spent about 3 to 8 hours per week searching for content. And then it took about a total of 2 to 3 days to build a single pitch or proposal. And so what we heard from partners was that we want to use your content, but we need an easy, fast way to search, find, customize, and include the content for our target audiences. And so what we did was we took that feedback and we did a little bit of research. And we actually found that 65% of sales reps can't find the content that they need to send to prospects, and 90% of salespeople actually avoid using content because it's outdated or not customizable. And so when we looked at the pain points that partners were saying, the idea that we had a ton of content, I mean, I look after the sales and marketing content within Microsoft, and we have over 4,000 different assets just for sales and marketing. And when you start to open that up and you include technical content and enablement content, we have something like 32,000 pieces of partner-ready content for organizations to leverage. And so we needed a way to streamline this and make it easy. And so what we did was we partnered with Qorus. And so, you know, there's a few benefits that I want to go through and I want to talk about, and I want to, you know, explain how Qorus has really helped us solve those problems for partners. So first, you know, locating the right content for customer needs was imperative for partners. And so they needed help navigating that searching, and using valuable content that was up to date. And that was really key. How do we ensure that 32,000 pieces of content can stay up to date and that it's customizable for our partners to use? You know, we also wanted to ensure that partners were able to quickly build customer content and sales proposals. You know, we wanted to really ensure that we provided resources and tools that helped businesses focus on growing revenue, finding new customers, rather than curating and repackaging Microsoft content. That's not a good use of anyone's time. You know, we heard from partners that they wanted to get content to market faster. They wanted to be able, and we wanted to be able to do that. We wanted to be able to ensure that the content we made was easily available to partners at the click of a button. And so that meant that we wanted to be sure that we had content for our partners' sales teams, our partners, as well as our partners' customers. And lastly, we knew that partners wanted to improve their time to market and sales velocity, and they wanted to know how, you know, what content was available and how they could use it in order to save time and money in terms of their own content creation. And so then when we looked at that and we identified all of the different things that we wanted to be able to do for our partners, we knew that on the back end we also needed some data. We wanted to also make sure that we were making good decisions when it came to building out content for our partners. And so knowing which content is used and how effective it is mandatory for us, because we don't want to build content that our partners can't leverage. And so we wanted to provide partners with not only content, but the ability to see into their Salesforce and how their content was being used and what was required in order to close deals. And so with Qorus Content Hub, we're really excited because we feel that we've really found a solid solution that provides partners with ease and content, as well as the ability to gain insights from not only, you know, what are the sales teams using, but what are your customers interested in. And so on the next slide, I'm going to quickly touch on some of the results that we've seen from a Microsoft perspective. So, you know, first and foremost, what we heard from partners is that they spend about 50% less time searching for content. And that's really exciting for us because that ultimately means that partners are able to spend more time doing what's important, and that's engaging with customers. You know, partners have reported that they've seen a 5 times, they've increased their speed in terms of creation of pitches and proposals up to 5 times. And ultimately, all of this translates into about 20K of annual productivity savings. And so when we look at this, partners actually saw a noticeable increase in sales productivity, resulting in a 20% increase in sales velocity. And in fact, 85% of partners have increased their use of Microsoft partner content, which is really exciting for us. And so as Michelle mentioned, not only do partners have the ability to leverage Microsoft content free of charge, but if there's indirect providers or even ISVs that want to use this tool to scale it internally, this is a great option. I mean, I know that my team at Microsoft uses this solution internally in order to streamline content creation and proposals, and even for us, our internal operations processes. And so we've been really excited about the results that we've seen, not only for our partners, but internally on our team as well. And then been excited about these great statistics in terms of reducing time for searching for content and empowering partners to leverage useful, customizable, updated content in order to really have targeted discussions with their customers.
Great.
Yeah, thanks so much, Michelle. And if you have anything to add, feel free, but I just can't speak highly enough. You know, we have a ton of internal users here at Microsoft, and everybody is incredibly happy with the service and the ability to use content so quickly.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sydney. Next slide, please, Olivia. That was fantastic. Thanks for sharing the story. And on behalf of Qorus, I can say that we're absolutely delighted to be helping not only internal Microsoft teams, but the thousands of Microsoft partners around the world. It's really a fantastic partner-to-partner story, and really, we're great to be here. So now the big question is, what is Qorus Content Hub? So Qorus Content Hub, it's a sales enablement platform, and it connects people, content, and data to help you get to market faster and close more deals. And the platform, as Sydney had mentioned, it really helps you navigate and manage the wide range of content that's available from MPN, all that rich sales and marketing collateral that's available to you as a partner. It allows you to quickly search and create state-of-the-art sales proposals and marketing assets, and it gives it to you so you have the ability to do that without downloading, cutting and pasting the content. You're able to go in and find what you need from the Microsoft partner content directly in Office 365. So instead of digging through all content across MPN and the website, you can stay in the places where you work. And then it saves you time by finding that right content at the right time in the sales process and ensuring it's always up to date. And then as Sydney mentioned, you really get to monitor the content to see its effectiveness in sales and marketing efforts. Now, Olivia, she works really closely with the partners to help them get maximum value from Qorus Content Hub. Can you briefly show us the platform and share some of the examples? Over to you, Olivia.
Sure. Great, thank you. All right, okay, so I'm going to jump straight into a typical sales scenario where here I'm working in Outlook right now, and I've received an email from a prospective customer interested in migrating from on-prem into Azure. And so they're interested in re-engaging and would like me to send them a pitch deck and some more information and perhaps an updated proposal. So I'm going to show you how you can use Qorus Content Hub to do that. Now, the platform comes with add-ins for Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And so I'm just launching the one now for Outlook, which you can see here. So it sits very conveniently here. And as Michelle mentioned, it really does bring the content to the places where you currently work. So I'm going to go straight over to the search. And these are the places that are connected to my Qorus Content Hub. So automatically when you sign up, you'll get OneDrive connected, and you will also get the Microsoft Partner Network content, all the lovely, really beautifully designed, curated assets that are customer and partner ready. And then if you'd like, you can also add some more sources from the catalog. The catalog you can find right here. So I'll show you who we have to date. We've got a few vendors. So if you partner with Nimble, for instance, you can go ahead and add them, and that will give you access to some sales and marketing content you can leverage. So now going into the Microsoft Partner Network content, I could just simply type something in the search box to begin searching, or with this selected, I can go and use the filters, and I could use a combination of both. Now, the search filters are really great in giving you a good idea of what you might expect to find within this content. So if we have a look at the types of resources, we've got everything from brochures to case studies, infographic content, sales guides. It's also organized by product, by solution area, priority scenario. So if I wanted to look for just Azure content, I could simply check a box, click on the on the search icon, and that would run the search for me and give me content that I can use about about Azure. But now I would like to show you another way, so I won't do that right now. So clicking on the Microsoft Partner Network content as if you were browsing a folder structure, you'll land on a page like this that these are in fact all featured campaigns. Campaigns are collections of content that the Microsoft team have put together. And what do you know? We've got the the migration partner resources right here. So I can go and click on that. And it's as if I had performed the search myself, except this is all the lovely curated content. So it saved me time from having to do that. Now in here, we've got a whole bunch of different assets. So one of the first things I'd like to do is send them a data sheet with some examples of what the cost savings might be. And we've got a nice total cost of ownership example here. So I can simply click on that to preview it. And you might want to preview the content so you can see what you're working with and what it's all about. So here we go. I can use the left navigation to just jump through the different pages. I can make this fit. There we go. And this is interactive. So if I wanted, I could go and select and then simply click on a button to insert this text into my email. It's a lot like copying and pasting, and you can in fact copy and paste from here. So this is a great way to get information out of a guide, for instance, especially if you don't have to go to a website to go and find it, download it, and then open it. So what I'll do is here, this is the one I'd like to use. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this email, and there's an attach button right here. If I'd like to send additional information, I could also go and select some more information here and then also choose to attach that. You can do multiple files at once if you like, and you can choose which ones to do. So I won't attach this one right now, but go ahead and do that. So now it downloads this from the Microsoft Cloud Digital Asset Management and has popped it into my email right there. Okay, great. So I've got my data sheet. The next thing I'd like to do is send them a proposal. So Sydney mentioned that proposals takes up to 5 times faster to create a proposal. So this is partly thanks to all these wonderful templates that the Microsoft team have provided. And so what I will do is click on the create button. So that allows you to use pretty much any PowerPoint or Word document as a template. And if it has been smart enabled, as is the case here, that means that you can personalize it as you are using that template to create new documents. So I can go and put in the customer's name, for instance. So that's a creative idea. I can even upload their logo. So let's go ahead and do that. And then continue. And I'm going to call this creative idea proposal. And then I can choose to save it if I'd like, and choose a place within my OneDrive. So I'm going to go over to my files and my customer docs and go ahead and create that. And we'll give it a second. So now it's merging in that image for us. What I will do is I will also attach it to the email, and I will show you how we can do a bit better than attachments on the next example, because you can in fact send a link which will track engagement with the file. So here it is. If I would like to edit it, I can in PowerPoint. And if we open it, here we go. Here's my lovely proposal, and I could have actually PDF'd that. There was that option. I simply didn't select that. But you can see here we've got creative idea, we've got the logo, and this is fully editable. So you can use a proposal template provided by Microsoft and then come in and tailor it and add in if you have your own elements if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And in fact, let me show you how you can combine some of your own content. Now, as you're working with the Microsoft content, perhaps there's certain products or solutions that you work with a lot, what you can do is you can add them to your favorites. So you can favorite a file like so. So that will add that badge there. And then I'll be able to very quickly find it when I get back to my home page. So let me go back to the sources forum for the moment and show you what I can do with my OneDrive content. So for the sales pitch that I'd like to send to this customer, we offer our own services to implement Microsoft products. So I'm going to grab one of my templates from here, and here it is. And you can, from the thumbnail preview, go through the different slides and get a bit of an idea of what's in here. Now, this is one of my own templates. I know it well. So what I'm going to do is add all of it to what is known in Qorus Content Hub as the cart. So here I've got all 10 slides have been added to the cart. And now I can go back to my home pane where I've got all my favorites right here. And I can go back to one of those pitch decks that will really help. And I want to include a few slides from here about the migration. So this time I won't take all the slides. I'm going to select the ones that I'd like to use and combine with my own. And so I'll just give that a second to load, and there we go. And over to the gallery view, where we can see all 33 slides like so. And this allows you to then go and select the ones that you would like, and then go and add them to the cart. And so in this way, you could keep on going, looking for slides, relevant slides that you'd like to include from OneDrive and within the Microsoft content. And then when you're ready, you can proceed to the checkout. And what this does is it shows you everything that's in your cart currently, and it allows you to reorganize things if you'd like. So if I want to move these guys to a little bit earlier in the presentation, I can go and put them here. If I'd like to delete any slides, I can also do that here as well. And then when I've got everything that I want, I can go click on create. And what this does is, once again, I'll get this smart form for personalization. So now I can provide a title, and this one's for creative idea. So that will go and fill in the right customer's name in all the right places. And let's call this sales pitch. I'm sure there's a better name for that, but just use that for now. And I will also add this to my customer docs and click on create. Oops, we've got that already. And there we go. And now Content Hub will will download all the slides and merge them and combine them and apply the personalization as well. So we'll just give this a second to run. There we go. And now I could once again go ahead and attach it to my email, but I mentioned earlier I'm going to show you another feature, which is share and track. And this is how you can learn what your customers really think and what they are actually what they value and which parts of your proposal or the content you've sent them that they are finding engaging. So this is a secured sharing link that's been generated by Content Hub. I can simply place my cursor in the right place in my email and then click on insert, and it will put it in like that. If I'd like to set up some additional options, I can as well. I can choose when to expire it, if I'd like to allow downloads or not, if I would like to be alerted and have a password. I'll just leave it like that for now. And I'm going to copy this so I can show you what that looks like when we go into the browser. So I'll close this off. And now let's imagine I've sent this on to a customer. Let's see what they would see. So just dragging that over. Okay, here we go. So we've requested email addresses. So I'm just going to say test.email.com. And then you can view the document online. So it looks a lot like the preview experience that you saw earlier when I was working with the Content Hub add-in. Once again, it's possible to navigate across and to engage with it. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. And we'll jump across a few slides. There we are. Okay. Now, So now let me show you what the experience is like for, so if you've sent this on to a customer, how you would get stats and see how much time they've spent. So I'm going to go over to Hub Central. Hub Central is the web interface for Qorus Content Hub, the Qorus Content Hub platform. Most people work in the add-ins most of the time, but you want to come here if you want to monitor your shares or manage users. And by the way, you can add as many users as you'd like. There's no limits. So I'm just going to refresh. What I'm looking at now are all the documents that I have shared in this way. And so this is the slide deck, which has been PDF'd. And if we go and have a look at it, we'll be able to see exactly how much time I have spent across all the different slides. Let me show you a different example with a few more views. In fact, we've got that lovely Azure proposal template here. Now, let's say you sent this to somebody and to a few people within that organization have actually come in to have a look at it. Or it could be a marketing brochure that you've sent the same link to a whole bunch of people. You can absolutely do that. Now, clicking on the viewers tells me exactly how much time each person has spent on each page. So this is Maggie's views, for instance, and we can see that she spent a decent amount of time on page 3, but none at all on page 6. And if you want to see it perhaps at a page level, if you're planning content, there you can see that, again, page 3 seems to be quite an important one, but then we get a lot of people dropping off come page 6. So quite a big difference and jump there. All right, so that's all we have time for in terms of demo. So I'll hand back over to you, Nish.
Thanks so much, Olivia. That was great. And on to the next slide, if you can. One more.
There we go.
Awesome. So now on to signing up. It only takes a couple minutes to sign up. And I believe Olivia is going to pop in the sign up URL in the chat box. You'll be able to see it. It takes you, the URL will take you to this landing page. And then you can have a little sign up now. You click on it and it'll take you to this provisioning URL. You can sign in directly with your Office 365 login and you're good to go. Within 2 minutes, you can be up and running, ready to go. Don't worry, we'll be sending out a follow-up email containing all the sign up link after the webinar, as well as the recording. So you don't have to worry if you didn't manage to get it uploaded now. Then on to the next slide, please, Olivia. Looks like we've got a minute or two to spare. So we'll have to take all the questions and we'll include those in our follow-up email, unless there's something pending that we can quickly do in the next minute or so, Olivia.
Sure, so I'm just having a look. All right, how many users? So yes, you can in fact add as many users as you'd like. There's no limits, so add everybody in your organization.
Excellent.
And I think that's all. File type supported. You can work with any file type that's supported by Office 365. So all your standard business documents, graphics as well, pretty much anything. And that's it for questions for now.
Excellent. Well, that
Any
brings
others?
us to the, oops.
Okay. Nope, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that, Olivia. Well, that brings us to the end of today's webinar. A really big thank you to our guests. Sydney, Olivia, thank you very much. We really appreciate your time and your insight. Please look out for the email shortly with the recording. And it also will direct you to the landing page where you can quickly provision your own Qorus Content Hub. Thanks, everybody. Keep well.
Thank you. Bye.